Your body is not breaking down because you're getting older. It's breaking down because you stopped moving. Right now, as you sit there watching this, a silent countdown is happening inside you. Your metabolism is slowing. Your circulation is thickening. Your brain is dimming its own lights. But here's the twist. There is a biological reset switch built into your body. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require willpower beyond one simple decision. And at exactly 30 minutes, something happens inside your brain that most people spend thousands of dollars trying to achieve. Today, you're going to understand what really happens when you walk. Now imagine taking a high-performance engine and leaving it idle in a sealed garage for 12 to 14 hours a day. The oil thickens, the parts corrode, the battery drains. That's what modern life has done to us. Chairs have become our cages. Cars have replaced our legs. Screens have replaced our environments. And we've convinced ourselves that unless we're drenched in sweat, it doesn't count as exercise. That belief is one of the most dangerous health myths of our time. The real danger begins the moment you sit down. Researchers describe a phenomenon called the sedentary cascade. Within minutes of inactivity, electrical signals in your largest muscle groups drop dramatically. When those muscles go quiet, a powerful metabolic enzyme responsible for clearing fat from your bloodstream decreases sharply. Your body shifts into storage mode. Blood sugar lingers longer. Circulation slows. Inflammation rises. It's not dramatic, it's subtle. But over years, that subtle shift compounds into disease. Here's what most people misunderstand. The difference between sitting and walking isn't about burning calories. It's about flipping biological switches. Walking activates pathways that sitting cannot. When you stand up and take that first step, your muscles begin contracting rhythmically. That contraction alone changes how your body handles glucose. Instead of relying heavily on insulin, your muscles open alternative channels to pull sugar directly from your bloodstream for fuel. Think of your bloodstream as a highway. After meals, it's filled with glucose traffic. When you sit, traffic jams form. When you walk, the lanes open. Sugar moves into muscle cells where it belongs. Even a short walk after eating dramatically reduces blood sugar spikes. You're not just moving. You're regulating your metabolism in real time. That's a powerful intervention disguised as something ordinary. But there's a psychological barrier that stops most people before they ever experience these benefits. It's that heavy feeling when you've been sitting for hours. The couch feels magnetic. Your body feels weighted. That sensation isn't laziness, it's ancient programming. For thousands of years, conserving energy meant survival. Calories were scarce. Your brain still operates under that outdated code, urging you to stay still whenever possible. The key moment happens when you override that instinct. You stand up anyway. The first 5 minutes might feel stiff. Your breathing adjusts. Your joints wake up. But somewhere between minute 6 and 10, your heart rate rises steadily. Blood vessels widen. Circulation improves. Oxygen delivery increases. This is the ignition phase. The machine is turning back on, and once it starts, a chain reaction unfolds. Metabolism accelerates. Muscles absorb fuel. Inflammation begins to decrease. What seemed like a small decision just walking triggers a systemic reset. This is not entry-level exercise. This is foundational biology. And we're only getting started. Around the 20-minute mark, the changes move beyond metabolism and into your hormonal system. Modern life keeps many Americans in a constant low-grade stress state. Notifications, deadlines, financial pressure, news cycles. Your body responds by releasing cortisol. That's helpful during real danger. But when stress hormones remain elevated while you're sitting still, your brain interprets it as being trapped in threat mode. Walking changes that signal. When you move forward through space, your nervous system receives feedback that action is happening. You are not frozen. You are responding. Cortisol levels begin to regulate. Adrenaline stabilizes. Your body shifts from fight or flight toward balanced alertness. That shift supports healthier testosterone levels, improves mood, and reduces that foggy mental fatigue so many people normalize as adulthood. Then something remarkable happens between 30 and 40 minutes. Your brain begins producing a powerful growth protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain cells. It strengthens connections between neurons. It supports the creation of new ones. For decades, scientists believed adult brains couldn't grow new cells. We now know that's false. Movement stimulates neuroplasticity. The area most impacted is the hippocampus. That's the region responsible for memory formation and emotional regulation. It's also one of the first areas to shrink with age. Regular walking has been shown to increase hippocampal volume. In practical terms, that means sharper memory, better focus, and stronger emotional resilience. You're not just improving fitness. You're physically reshaping your brain. This explains why some of history's greatest thinkers relied on walking. Steve Jobs was famous for holding walking meetings to spark creativity. Charles Darwin had a dedicated path at his home where he walked daily to think through complex ideas. Movement reduces overactivity in the brain's judgment center and allows different regions to communicate more freely. Ideas connect, solutions surface, creativity expands. Now let's move to the cardiovascular system. As you walk, increased blood flow creates friction along artery walls. That friction signals the release of nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels. Relaxed vessels mean lower blood pressure, improved elasticity, reduced strain on the heart. Unlike intense workouts that require recovery days, walking strengthens the heart within a sustainable intensity zone. You can repeat it daily without burnout. Improved circulation also supports total body vascular health. Better blood flow means better oxygen delivery, improved nutrient transport, and stronger function throughout the body. It's a systemic upgrade, not an isolated benefit. Many people worry about joint damage. They assume movement wears the body down. That belief treats the human body like a mechanical device with limited mileage. But biologically, the opposite is true. Cartilage in your knees and hips has no direct blood supply. It depends on motion to receive nutrients. Walking compresses and releases joint surfaces, allowing fluid exchange to occur. Without movement, that fluid stagnates. Cartilage dries out. Degeneration accelerates. Walking acts like lubrication. It nourishes joints instead of damaging them. Motion is maintenance. And as your body continues forward, another subtle system activates: your lymphatic circulation. Unlike blood, which has the heart as a pump, lymph fluid depends on muscle contractions. When you walk, calf muscles act as a secondary pump, moving immune cells throughout your body. You're strengthening defense systems simply by taking consistent steps. By 30 to 40 minutes, you've regulated blood sugar, balanced stress hormones, stimulated brain growth, improved vascular function, lubricated joints, and enhanced immune flow. All from walking. And there's still one final layer to uncover. There is a phenomenon called optic flow. When you walk forward, your visual field shifts. Objects pass in your peripheral vision. Trees, buildings, cars. This movement pattern sends calming signals directly to the brain's fear center, the amygdala. Forward motion tells your nervous system you are navigating successfully. You are not trapped. You are progressing. Anxiety decreases. Perspective widens. That's why pacing is instinctive during stress. Your body is attempting to generate optic flow. Sitting still in front of a screen does the opposite. It narrows your visual field and reinforces tension. Walking naturally broadens both your vision and your mental state. Now let's go deeper down to your DNA. At the end of each chromosome are protective caps called telomeres. Think of them like the plastic tips at the end of shoelaces. Over time, telomeres shorten. When they become too short, cells age and stop functioning properly. Chronic stress and inactivity accelerate this shortening. But consistent moderate movement has been associated with longer telomeres. Walking doesn't just make you feel younger. It influences cellular aging at the genetic level. This is where consistency matters more than intensity. Look at longevity regions around the world, often called blue zones. In Okinawa and Sardinia, people regularly live past 100. They aren't training for marathons. They aren't doing extreme fitness programs. They move naturally throughout the day. They walk to markets. They walk to neighbors. Movement is woven into life, not separated from it. The secret isn't punishment, it's repetition. One walk may not feel transformative. You might not see dramatic changes overnight, but 365 walks compound. Small improvements stack. Blood vessels stay flexible. The hippocampus remains stimulated. Stress remains regulated. Joints stay nourished. Telomeres preserve length. Over years, that consistency creates a different trajectory of aging. Most people overcomplicate this. They wait for perfect weather, perfect shoes, perfect motivation. But motivation is emotional. Discipline is behavioral. You don't need perfection. You need repetition. Humans are born walkers. Evolution shaped our anatomy for distance. When you stop moving, you resist your own design. When you start again, even slowly, you realign with it. So here's the challenge. 10 minutes today. 20 tomorrow. Build toward 30. Not because it's trendy. Not because it burns calories. But because it activates the biological systems that keep you alive, sharp, and resilient. You now understand the metabolic reset, the hormone regulation, the brain growth, the vascular repair, the immune activation, the genetic preservation. The knowledge means nothing without the step. Open the door, walk the block, repeat tomorrow. That's how the machine stays alive. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before beginning any new exercise routine, especially if you have existing medical conditions, joint issues, or cardiovascular concerns. Individual results may vary based on health status, consistency, and lifestyle factors. Walking is generally safe for most people, but personal circumstances should always guide your decisions. If this video shifted how you see something as simple as walking, share it with someone who needs that reminder. Subscribe for more science-backed strategies to take control of your biology. Thanks for watching. Now stand up and take the first step.